Hey, I'm just outside Moab, Utah. I've been driving for 2 days, 1,900 kilometers, probably more. When I passed this campground, I was like, this is it. I just gotta like take advantage of this, set up shop, reorganize everything, and kind of get ready to be in non-driving mode and like photographer mode again. All right, not very exciting on the video front, but I did get a great sleep. The furnace, it's the first time I kind of used it all night, and it was amazing. Kept me nice and warm. So the plan today is to head south and head towards the Valley of the Gods. It was a great sleep. At one point I did get out, had a look. The stars were just like amazing. I didn't shoot it, but I enjoyed them for a little bit. Got back in. I had to kind of talk myself down from that ledge though. I was like, well, you're here. This is the night that's designated for sleep, rest, because of the last 2 nights. So if you trash yourself again on this night, that's going to be 3 nights in a row, and that's not going to treat you well. So that was the plan. I stuck to it. I got a good rest. Welcome to how Darren picks a campsite. Has to be pretty remote, nobody else around. Be able to make some noise if you want to. Be able to walk around nude. I don't do that, but it's good to have the option. But most importantly, finding a site with a rock that looks like a dink is pretty good. I mean, 270-degree view with dink rock. So you have options, and I say this jokingly, but seriously, I think there's a lot to be done. If we get some stars tonight, this could be an interesting foreground. I think what's going on here, this GoPro is not doing it justice as well, but this entire valley is just filled with different rock formations. And even for the few minutes I've been here, when the light changes, the different shadows kind of light these things up a little bit differently. So for some star stuff, possibly I've got this one I'm looking at, possibly that foreground object as well. And it's just like nothing but sky here. When I get the other lens on, there's a very, very iconic view that's probably right there. And that's the entrance to Monument Valley. Okay, I feel like I could breathe now. I feel like I don't have anywhere to travel to. Now is just a time to be able to create. Oh, I'm just walking in front of my time lapse every time. I think I'm just going to explore around to see what the vantage points are up on those rocks there. Good. It's just incredible. And it's just changing all the time to the texture and the shadow of the light. It might make sense to fly the drone. All right, the light's starting to get good. I got one time lapse going, and then there's some really interesting moody kind of haze out there. And the sun's about to go down totally, but just everything changes all the time. So I'm gonna shoot a couple stills while the light is great. All right, the main part of the sun is gone, and now we'll just kind of wait to see what happens next, because I'm not going anywhere. I think, oh, that looks like there'll be color coming in right over there. Very cool. It's dead silent. Crazy. Okay, that was cold. That's gonna end the shooting day. There was a lot of stars out early, and then I think that a lot of the cloud is covered up. Now, furnace is on. It's finally time to make some dinner. I'm so cold, but I think it was worth it. I think there was a couple cool shots in there. It's gonna be a day. I'm gonna grab something to eat, organize this place up a little bit, get the bed set up again, and just hunker down.
Take off.
All right, I just had to pull over here and show you guys this. This is like a campsite that's just off the road a little bit, but it's 360-degree views. Oh, it's tempting to stay here. Wow. Utah. This one is gonna get marked. All right, I've actually turned around on this road, and I was almost through the loop, and it definitely flattened out over there, and I kind of was thinking to myself, I'm like, oh, when am I gonna be back here? And I was thinking back at a couple of the campsites that I saw back about halfway where I came from, and to take advantage of one of those other spots for one more night sounds like a good plan. It's crazy that when I look at all the national parks in the area, and then the Navajo Nation that's just down the road, basically, this is still like wide open land. It's in good shape. I haven't seen any garbage and stuff around, and you can get up and close to these rocks. It's just pretty cool. It's a pretty cool experience to be like here basically alone. I gotta think though, like, how long does something like this stay this open and free? Like, this is almost too good to be true. Right, I came right back to this campsite, and I just thought it was too good of a spot to not spend a night at. I figured it was one of those things where I'd be like, oh, why didn't I stay at that site? So one more day here before kind of hitting a little bit more west. All right, it has cooled off considerably. I'm just waiting to see, maybe there'll still be stars here, because this is gonna be my last night here, and if I can, I want to make it worthwhile. So this is day 4 on the road, and like clockwork, at least for me, there's always that adrenaline kind of runs out and you hit a little bit of a plateau around this time. And, you know, it magnifies it a little bit more when it's gray and cloudy and you can't shoot as much. But that's how it is. Like, it's I'm just trying to convince myself to be calm, be content, enjoy this space, and be okay that it's a little cold, and be okay that the light isn't perfect for the shots. I just took a look outside and I think there will be a couple stars today, which is pretty exciting because I feel like I'm in a pretty cool spot if there were stars. They were super faint. I'm going to give it another little bit to see if it gets a little bit darker. Good morning. Wind, just kind of as I expected this campsite might have. It's very, very exposed to the elements. My camper was definitely shaking pretty hard at about 3 o'clock on. Made it really tough to sleep. It was a little bit loud. The canvas, and then I was like, oh, what's gonna blow off this thing? And sure enough, the top vent cap blew off. It's still on, but it blew off its hinges to go up and down and stuff. So it's just kind of flapping, which now is a little expedited departure to get the top down so I can secure that so it doesn't just completely fly away. Wind is the worst. But I think the plan is to leave the Valley of the Gods. It was a bucket list place for sure for me. I'm so glad I was here. I was able to spend a couple nights, about 3 days here, and very fortunate. Head into town, gas up, and top up the propane, and continue the journey west. This is Monument Valley, and it's pretty cool. I stopped earlier in the road to shoot where Forrest Gump stopped running, and just an iconic view there. So hopefully I'll get a picture here. I've been driving for a bit, nothing too exciting. I stopped and topped up propane. Valley, drove through it. It looked pretty good. There was a lot of like souvenir places, a lot of things to buy. Hey, good morning. I stayed the night in Indian Springs at a, it was kind of a new truck stop, had a casino, but it was small. There was only about like 6 or 7 trucks there. It's tough to find camping when it's pitch black and you have no idea kind of where you're going. So I'm still on pace to be in Vegas on Sunday midday. And so that leaves a couple days in Death Valley and surrounding area to just explore a little bit and hopefully find that warmth. I am only about an hour, I think, away from a place called Beatty, Nevada, and it's close to where I want to go to Death Valley. But Beatty is this, I think it's an old ghost town, and there's an artist who's created some like interesting pieces that just kind of live there. And I thought it was worth having a look. All right, how cool is this place? I just love stuff like this. All right, this is the Goldwell Open Air Museum. The piece behind me is called The Last Supper. It's by Albert Zualski, and he started this in 1984, and it's a ghostly interpretation of Christ and his disciples, sited against the backdrop of the expansive Amargosa Valley. Thanks, Albert. I enjoyed it. That's pretty cool. I really like that Minecraft. It's actually called the Lady Desert, the Venus of Nevada. Sounds great. I'm sitting at minus 70 meters below sea level. The warm is here. It's 8 degrees, and that's a big win. And I've entered Death Valley National Park, and I'm on my way to the visitor center to get a pass and check out what my camping options are. I am looking for some dispersed camping in Death Valley. I've got my permit, and that allows me to find a campsite, but I have to be 8 miles down this road. I have found another just incredible campsite here. And on this one, I went into the visitor center and I just asked. I wanted to know all the rules with dispersed camping. Being a national park, they take that pretty seriously, and so do I. So I got the lay of the land, and I kind of wanted some dark skies. I wanted a little bit of solitude on this one, and the guy just pointed me in this direction. Yeah, I'm just in awe of this, and it's like, you know what's super, super funny too is that in the background you can hear like super crazy, what I'm assuming is planes. I think the stars are going to be out tonight, and I was told that this is one of the best places in the park to be. He kind of laughed at me and he's like, anywhere here is going to work for you, but he goes, if you're ultra looking for it, this is the area. It's a little bit less dense. This was the prize. Just a little bit of warmth. That'll get the heart pumping, but I gotta go. The sun is setting and I'm getting ready for some amazing star action tonight. It's just been kind of a day of like, I did some stuff on the camper. I went through a little bit of footage, and it was just nice to just enjoy the sun, feel the warmth, and hoping tonight I'll just create something in the space that I'm already in.
From the high desert and the great American Southwest, I bid you all good evening, good morning, as the case may be across all the...
Yo.